Hello, welcome. So do you want to know the fastest way to relax and release your anxiety? Today, we're going to talk about breathing, particularly abdominal breathing. We're going to do a step-by-step way that's really easy. You've probably been breathing wrong. When we get stressed, our body reacts immediately and changes our breathing. The good news is that it's easy and you already know how to do it. We did this automatically as a baby, even if we've forgotten since then. Some more good news, we can actually use our mind to control our breath, so we can change it at any time. And when we do this, it activates our parasympathetic nervous system in seconds. It's the part of our nervous system that tells our body to release our fears. The best thing is you're already breathing. You can do it anywhere. You can do it in the car. You can do it in the grocery store. You can do it at work. So you just need to know the right way to make it work for you. So let's get started. Feel free to just keep an eye for a moment. You're welcome to follow along, but I'm going to walk through the steps of it first. So just to get a feel for it. The first thing to do is to make sure that you are sitting straight and tall. So when we slouch, we naturally hunch all up. So we're collapsing the lung, making it so there's no room to breathe. If there's no room to breathe, there's no room to get oxygen, there's no way to get energy. Okay? So one of the ways we can begin to think about this is by putting a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly. So remember I said we're probably breathing wrong? When we get into that chest breathing when we're stressed, we tend to breathe from way up here at the top of the chest. And so it can tend to start to look like this. I'm going to turn to the side, try and make it a little more visible. Now you may notice there, this hand didn't move much. There was a lot of work going on up here though. Okay. Notice it also used a lot of muscles to move that whole back and shoulder and head to be able to do that. So what would that look like to do the reverse? So that the chest stays still and we breathe moving this hand. So it starts to look like this. Okay? So when you're using the breath down from the base of the lung here, we can begin to think about this is part one of a three-part breath. So let's take a listen to the three parts of the breath. I'm going to, again, exaggerate a little bit to try and make this a little more apparent. So I'm going to exhale completely. Then I'm going to inhale into my belly, inhale into my ribs, and inhale into my chest. Now, you may not have been able to hear that fully, but you notice that the time that I could get a little bit of breath into the top of the ribs here or to the sides of the chest is very small as compared to what I can get down into the belly. Now, we usually think about the lungs being up here, so we think about breathing from up here in our upper torso. But there's a muscle right at the base of the lung. It's called the diaphragm muscle. It sits right in here, right underneath the rib cage. And so basically it's like as the inhale opens the lung, that muscle pulls downward like the bottom of a balloon. As we exhale, that muscle pushes up, pressing the air up and out. Okay, so now if that diaphragm muscle is pulling downward, where's the belly going to go to? It's going to go out a little bit. Okay, just because it's getting pushed out of the way. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, this part over here is a little more jiggly than bones. So you can make a lot more movement with the belly. You can get a lot more breath with the belly than you can in the lungs, in the chest. So we really want to shift that breath to the base of the belly. So I'm going to, again, exaggerate a little bit just to take this slow and make it easy. Gonna exhale, pretend you saw somebody really good looking at the beach. You're trying to look really thin. Inhale, let the belly drop down and out as if you're pregnant. Exhale, squeeze the belly in and up and under, try and look really thin. Inhale, belly drops down and out as if you're pregnant. Exhale, slow. Inhale. Exhale, slow. Inhale. One more. Exhale, slow. And relax. Just take a second to notice what's happening in your body right now. Notice how you're feeling. You may notice that my voice changes, your body feels different. In seconds, this subtle change in the breath cues the body to make some changes. So what's next then is to practice. Just do this again. You may find that you just want to do 3 breaths. You may find that you're at a stressful situation, you say, let me just take a breath here. You may find that you want to practice for 3 minutes. It's okay, there's no right or wrong way to do this. The effect is a bit cumulative, so you do want to have a few breaths. And you want the exhalation to be a little longer than the inhalation. That also helps to engage that calming mechanism there. If you struggle with this, one of the other ways you can do to learn this is to lay down flat on your back, because that will prevent you from using all these chest muscles to move and breathe, and naturally draw the breath down into the belly so that you can feel that abdominal breath. Once you train the breath to use those abdominal muscles, it starts to become more and more normal and starts to become a normal part of your day. Imagine what that would be like if you could walk through the day and stay a little more relaxed when whatever the troubles are that come by, as they can just breathe on by you and just let it go when you need to. Like I said, I'm asked all the time, what is the fastest way to relax? What is the fastest way to de-stress or reduce anxiety or fears? This is it. So practice this. Feel free to watch again as often as you need it, or share with your friends, and enjoy.